Let me start the chat. Yeah, Subhashish. Good evening. जल्दी जल्दी ज्वाइन कीजिए भाई. Please type good evening in the chat box. So our discussion is going on over the topic synchronous machines. Synchronous machine के ऊपर हमारा discussion चल रहा है. और we have seen the phasor diagrams. We have seen the operation of a synchronous motor under constant excitation and variable load. Right? Constant load or variable excitation we have to take today. But before that, there are many things which we shall look at. Equations we have already seen. People, good evening. So we have seen the equations. Let us have a glimpse of what we have seen yesterday, because whatever we are going to study now will be in continuation with the something that we have studied yesterday only, right? So this is the very fundamental basis on which we are building up the six phasor diagrams, three for generators and three for the motor, lagging, unity and leading power factors respectively. तो सबसे पहले मैंने आपको ये फेजर डायग्राम्स बनाना सिखाया है मोटर के लिए और जनरेटर के लिए, ठीक है. इंपॉर्टेंट इक्वेशंस वी हैव रिटन फॉर the generator, and based on this I've given you an assignment also yesterday. इस पे बेस्ड एक असाइनमेंट भी था, उस असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चन को भी अभी हम कर लेंगे. So these are the equation, all the data is in per unit. All right, if you put the actual data you'll have to take the factor of 3 and root 3. पावर की इक्वेशन में 3 का फैक्टर आएगा, EF और B में डिवाइड बाय रूट 3 का फैक्टर आएगा, because these are all per phase values, because the diagram that is drawn in front of you is a per phase single phase diagram. ठीक है, तो ये सारा का सारा डेटा पर यूनिट में है. अगर आपको एक्चुअल टर्म्स में चाहिए तो आप कैलकुलेशन पर यूनिट में कर लीजिए और लास्ट में एक्चुअल टर्म्स में कन्वर्ट कर लीजिए. ऐसा करने से ये होगा कि 3 और रूट 3 से होने वाली गलतियों से आप बच जाएंगे. दैट इज द होल ब्यूटी ऑफ पर यूनिट सिस्टम. ऑलराइट, सो वी विल ऑलवेज डू द कैलकुलेशन इन पर यूनिट एंड देन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू एक्चुअल एट द एंड. अभी हम न्यूमेरिकल करने वाले हैं, कल वाला असाइनमेंट उसमें आपको ये पता चल जाएगा. या सुभाष जी, आई एम टेकिंग दैट न्यूमेरिकल. वो न्यूमेरिकल हम लेते हैं, बिल्कुल अभी ले रहे हैं. फॉर मोटर के लिए वी हैव सीन active and reactive power input, there is no change in the equation of active power as such. See, always understand, a generator will always generate active power and a motor will always consume active power. There is no doubt in this. जनरेटर हमेशा एक्टिव पावर आपको देगा ही जनरेट करके, और मोटर हमेशा एक्टिव पावर कंज्यूम ही करेगी. बट रिएक्टिव पावर की कई सारी कंडीशंस हैं. जनरेटर रिएक्टिव पावर जनरेट भी कर सकता है, एब्जॉर्ब भी कर सकता है. मोटर भी रिएक्टिव पावर जनरेट भी कर सकती है, एब्जॉर्ब भी कर सकती है. सिंक्रोनस मोटर आई एम सेइंग, नॉट एनी अदर मोटर. सिंक्रोनस मोटर, synchronous generator can generate reactive power, can absorb reactive power. Similarly, the synchronous motor can generate reactive power and absorb reactive power. Now, what are the conditions in which they absorb or generate? We have to see today. Then we'll go to the topic, which is operation of synchronous motor on constant load variable excitation. So this was a universal equation that I told you is an important one from the point of view of synchronous machines. ये एक बड़ी important equation है. ये सारी machines, मोटर जनरेटर दोनों, सारे पावर फैक्टर्स के ऊपर ये एप्लीकेबल होगी, है ना. तो ये हम लोगों ने अच्छे से इस बात को समझ लिया. इसको हमें न्यूमेरिकल्स में यूज करना भी है. विल सॉल्व सम न्यूमेरिकल्स प्रॉब्ली टुडे और डेफिनेटली टुमारो. हमें न्यूमेरिकल्स करने हैं तो उसमें ये सब चीजें यूज होंगी. और ये जितनी भी इक्वेशन मैंने आपको बताई जनरेटर की, मोटर की, ये सारी की सारी यूज होनी है न्यूमेरिकल्स के अंदर. फिर मैंने आपको बोला था कि एक्साइटेशन कांस्टेंट है, वेरिएबल लोड है. तो हम जो येलो वाला आपको फेजर डायग्राम दिख रहा है उससे हम शुरू किए. वी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द येलो वन फेजर डायग्राम व्हिच इज corresponding to the leading power factor. Then we came to the blue one, which corresponds to the unity power factor. Then we came to the green one, which corresponds to the lagging power factor. And the whole idea was that when you increase the load, it's because IA is increasing. That precisely means that the load is increasing as you move from left to right. Load मतलब current, सीधी सी बात, current बढ़ेगा तो load बढ़ेगा. And when the load is increasing, the delta is increasing. And the conclusion of the entire discussion was that when the load is varied, keeping the excitation fixed, all these three things happen. Alright, I will add some more points to it. Maybe one more point I will add to it, which is an important one. ठीक है, इसके अंदर मैं एक पॉइंट और ऐड करूंगा. तो क्या क्या पॉइंट्स थे कि जब लोड बढ़ेगा एक्साइटेशन को कांस्टेंट रखते हुए तो मशीन का लोड एंगल बढ़ेगा. निश्चित रूप से अगर लोड बढ़ना है तो लोड एंगल बढ़ना ही है. इफ द लोड हैज इंक्रीज द आर्मेचर करंट विल इंक्रीज फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज़ इलेक्ट्रिकल लोड मींस करंट, मैकेनिकल लोड मींस टॉर्क. ये चीज मैंने आपको कल कही. Machine will change its power factor from leading to unity to lagging. Now it's an important one. When you are keeping the excitation constant and increasing the load, what is happening is you are changing your operation, which is represented by a phasor, from a yellow part to the blue part to the green part. So from yellow to blue to green is the transition. as the load on the motor is increased, keeping the excitation fixed, you can see that locus of EF is anyway constant. EF1 is equal to EF2 is equal to EF3. Alright, but the machine is changing its power factor from leading to unity to lagging as the load is increased. अब इसी के अंदर एक पॉइंट मुझे और जोड़ना है आज, जो कि थर्ड पॉइंट का ही कॉन्सिक्वेंस होगा. तो उसके पहले ये असाइनमेंट मैंने दिया था, सुभाशीष ने आंसर दिया है. लेट अस टेक इट. व्हाट वाज गिवन इज EF was given, B is anyway 1. So I'll directly now put the values and let us see. आप लोगों ने अगर किया होगा तो you will get the answer. Now what is P? P is EF into V by XS into sin delta. Now just putting the values 1. Everything is 1 1 I suppose. Sin delta ये 0.5 है, ये पॉइंट, तो साइन डेल्टा 0.5 है, तो डेल्टा कितना है 30 डिग्री. साइन डेल्टा 0.5 है तो डेल्टा कितना है 30 डिग्री. दिस डेल्टा वी शैल यूज इन द इक्वेशन ऑफ Q. सी POG वाज ऑलरेडी गिवन एज 0.5. POG लिख लो. ऑलराइट, या रुद्र हैज आल्सो ऑब्टेन्ड द आंसर्स. ठीक है रुद्र, देख लीजिए, आप क्रॉस चेक कर लीजिए. QOG is what? Is what? P by X. It's a generator. EF cos delta minus V. Only the magnitudes are there in the equation. ये सभी magnitudes है. These are all numbers. मॉड लगा लीजिए. बार बार मॉड लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, but still starting में we must remember all these relations. This is of course XS. So 1 upon XS is 0.5. EF is 1. Cos 30 minus 1. Cos 30 is like 0.866. Cos 30 is 0.866. So 2 into 0.866 minus 1. It will come out to be negative. Now why is it coming out to be negative and what does it actually mean? I'll tell you. ठीक है, अब ये फाइनली मुझे बता दीजिए बेटा कितना आ रहा है पर यूनिट में. कितना आ रहा है बेटा? ये पर यूनिट में कितना आ रहा है? 2 into नेगेटिव ऑफ कितना दिख रहा है? 0.14. Can you tell me the exact value please? Subhashish, I'll tell you the derivation how these equations came. Alright, it's a lengthy derivation. We won't go into complete derivation, but I'll just give you a hint कि आया कहाँ से. पहले आप मुझे बता दीजिए ये फाइनली आंसर कैसे आता है. Tell me the answer. minus 0.26 for it. ठीक है. Now what does minus sign signifies? Minus sign signifies this reactive power is absorbed. This reactive power is absorbed by the generator. बराबर. रुद्र प्लीज मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2. देयर इज 2 आउटसाइड. हाँ 0.268 कर लो. ठीक ठीक. Now I have to find out the actual value. So POG actual is 0.5 into what is the base value? 100. So 50 megawatt. Where is it coming from? What is actual value? Per unit value into base value. Alright, what is QOG? Actual minus 0.268 into 100 minus 26.8 MVAR. That is the negative sign is for power absorb. ठीक है, नेगेटिव साइन किसके लिए है? पावर एब्जॉर्ब के लिए. ठीक, सुभाशीष एंड रुद्र, आई थिंक योर आंसर्स आर वेरीफाइड. अभी सुभाशीष ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि इसका डेरिवेशन कहाँ से है. अच्छा, पी पर यूनिट इज 1. ओके ओके, सॉरी सर. सो इट मस्ट बी 100 देन. ठीक है, डन सुभाष. करेक्ट. रुद्र इज इट ओके? मूड आउट कर दो जल्दी से इस पे. इज इट ओके एवरीवन? Is it okay? Yeah. Subhashish, please see. Take it as an assignment because you have asked the derivation. If we go into derivation, it will take a lot of time, but still, I'll give you the clue and you'll do it very easily. Now, the derivations are mainly needed for an exam like engineering services. Alright, in engineering services, you might be asked these derivations. From gate point of view, only remembering the equations and applying them is sufficient enough. Now, see, IA I have already told you is EF angle delta minus V angle 0 upon Jx. Alright, and how much is the power transferred to the load or to the infinite bus? Power transferred to the load or to the infinite bus is, say, SOG. Now, how much is the power absorbed by the load? VIA conjugate. VIA conjugate. Now, there is a very big discussion why we take this conjugate. Conjugate क्यों लेते हैं इसके ऊपर बहुत बड़ा डिस्कशन है. ठीक है, मेरा जो नेटवर्क थ्योरी के लेक्चर्स अभी चल रहे हैं रेगुलर में, वहां पर आपको साइनसॉइडल एनालिसिस करके एक चैप्टर मिलेगा. अगर आप उस कोर्स में जाते हो तो वहां पे यू विल हैव द डिस्कशन ओवर दिस कि व्हाई डू वी टेक दिस कॉन्जुगेट. करीब करीब 15-20 मिनट्स तक आई हैव एक्सप्लेन दिस. An inductor is a sink of reactive power, a capacitor is a source of reactive power. So to make reactive power positive for inductor and negative for capacitor, we take this conjugate. Alright. Anyway, अभी उसमें नहीं जाना. तो SOG जो है, which is the complex power, and this is POG plus JQOG. This you know. ठीक है. तो SOG is equal to V conjugate means V angle 0. This is V conjugate. And what is I conjugate? EF angle delta minus V angle 0 upon JXS. Alright, and this is POG plus JQOG. Now, Subhashish, we just have to simplify this. Simplify and compare real and imaginary parts. Okay, when you compare, simplify and compare real and imaginary parts, you will get those two equations of POG and QOG quite easily. Is it okay, Subhashish? I think you'll do it. आप इसको कर लीजिएगा. डेरिवेशन को आसान है. आप टर्म को सेपरेट कीजिए, ए प्लस जे बी फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट कीजिए, रियल पार्ट अलग, इमेजिनरी पार्ट अलग, कंपेयर एंड you'll get done. Alright, Subhashish. So this is where the derivation comes from. Alright, इसको कर लीजिएगा. Alright, आ जाएगा आंसर. नहीं आता है तो आप मुझसे पूछ लीजिए. ठीक है, चलिए. So what I am telling you is now under excited, over excited, under excited, and normally excited synchronous machine. Now when you are dealing with synchronous machine, it becomes very important for us to first understand कि ओवर एक्साइटेड मतलब क्या, अंडर एक्साइटेड मतलब क्या, और नॉर्मली एक्साइटेड मतलब क्या. मोटर जनरेटर. ठीक है. तो नाउ अगेन we'll have to go to phasor diagrams. I'll take the generator first. जनरेटर की चर्चा पहले कर लें. We have seen generator at lagging power factor. लैगिंग पावर फैक्टर पे जनरेटर कैसा दिखता है? I'll quickly draw. S. Delta pi IA V IXS EF. This is at lagging power factor. All right. QPF very easy. UPF as simple as that. Delta V IXS EF. All right. And third one is at leading power factor. It's like this. Delta is always positive for a generator, always negative for a motor. You all know this. Alright, and this is your IA. This is pi पावर फैक्टर एंगल एंड दिस इज योर डेल्टा. ठीक है, ये हम लोगों ने देखे हुए हैं फेजर्स, बराबर. नाउ आई हैव टू लेबल देम अंडर एक्साइटेड, ओवर एक्साइटेड एंड नॉर्मली एक्साइटेड. आई वांट टू लेबल देम ओवर एक्साइटेड, अंडर एक्साइटेड एंड नॉर्मली एक्साइटेड. नाउ I'll have to put forth the equation of QOG here and a very important set of conclusions we are going to draw. I want you to be very much attentive when I'm explaining this. EF cos delta V minus V. This is the expression of the output reactive power as generated by a synchronous generator. Alright, EF is the excitation EMF, V is the infinite bus voltage which is always one angle 0, X is the synchronous reactance और X is जो भी आप कहना चाहें, डेल्टा इज द लोड एंगल. ठीक है, इसमें कहीं से कहीं तक कोई शक नहीं. EF cos delta. Now I want to search for EF cos delta on the phasor diagram. I want to search for the term EF cos delta on those three phasor diagrams. Now let us start our search of EF cos delta on the phasor diagram. So you will see that I'll have to manage some space. तो मैं थोड़ा इसको ऊपर की तरफ ही लिखूंगा कि नीचे मुझे थोड़ी जगह चाहिए. तो बोलते हैं कि EF cos delta मतलब क्या, मैं इंडिकेट करता हूँ, आप बोलना राइट है कि रॉन्ग है. बोलते हैं कि ये वाली लेंथ EF cos डेल्टा है, ये वाली लेंथ EF cos डेल्टा है. राइट या रॉन्ग बोल दो पहला इस पे जल्दी से. हेलो, EF का हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट, EF का हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम से A to B. Don't you think so? From A to B is the horizontal projection of EF. So it is EF cos delta. राइट या रॉन्ग बोलना पड़ेगा बेटा, राइट या रॉन्ग बोलना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे तो यही EF cos डेल्टा है, यहाँ पे तो यही EF cos डेल्टा है, और यहाँ पे EF का, EF को गिरा लिया नीचे. This is your EF cos delta, isn't it? This is EF cos delta. Now what can you observe quite easily in all these three diagrams? EF cos delta here is greater than B. EF cos delta is here greater than B. EF cos delta is here equal to B. And EF cos delta here is less than B. EF cos delta here is less than B. This is quite easily observed from the diagram. EF cos delta यहाँ less than B है. ठीक है, अब EF cos delta की टर्म मैंने एक्सप्लोर की डायग्राम के ऊपर. Now I want to relate this with the equation that I have written there. Equation of reactive power, है ना, equation of reactive power. तो don't you think so कि जब EF cos delta is greater than B, QOG is positive. And when EF cos delta is less than B, QOG is negative. And when EF cos delta is equal to B, QOG is 0. Yes or no? Positive, negative, 0. ये मेरी प्रोफाइल के पीछे जा रहा है तो उसको ऐसे कर. Say yes or no, please. Say yes or no. Now what does it mean? It means here QOG is positive. And QOG positive means what? Generator supplies reactor. QOG is 0. Neither supply nor absorb. Neither supply nor absorb. And QOG here will be negative. It means Q is absorbed. Neither supplies nor absorb reactive power. And what does it mean? Q is absorbed. Q यहाँ क्या हो रहा है बोलो? Absorb हो रहा है. ठीक है? What does it mean? When EF cos delta is greater than B, now see, what is cos delta? Cos delta is a number between 0 and 1. Cos delta is a number between 0 and 1. Even after multiplying a number which is less than 1 with EF, even then the product is greater than B. It means EF is very greater than B. Getting the point or not? When I multiply EF by a number which is less than 1, even then this product EF cos delta remains greater than B. It means EF is very, very larger than V. And EF is what? EF is proportional to IF. More is the EF, more is the IF, more is the EF, more is the field current, more is the flux. So EF being at higher value, you refer to this state of the machine as being overexcited. Alright? You refer to this state of the machine as being an overexcited machine. इसको आप overexcited machine बोलते हो. Why? Because when EF cos delta is greater than V, EF must be very, very larger than V. When EF is on the higher side, the excitation is on the higher side, you say that the machine is overexcited. And in this context, we say that an overexcited synchronous generator operates at lagging power factor and supplies reactive power. An overexcited synchronous generator operates at lagging power factor and it supplies reactive power. Very, very important point, beta. These are. This is called as normally excited. Means what? Neither it is absorbing nor it is delivering the reactive power. It does not need any reactive power from the infinite bus, nor will it supply the reactive power to the infinite bus. That means what? A normally excited synchronous generator operates at unity power factor. It neither supplies nor absorbs any reactive power to and from the bus. Alright? And here, in a very small writing, I will write because the space is almost gone. Or let me write it here. Under excited. I am mentioning it here. नीचे जगह बची नहीं. This is called as what? Under excited synchronous machine, synchronous generator. In fact, that means what? An under excited synchronous generator operates at leading power factor and it absorbs reactive power. Right? An under excited synchronous generator, it operates at leading power factor and it absorbs reactive power. That's why you will see the rated power factors of the alternators are many a time specified on the specification sheet. उनकी specification sheet पे specified होता है 0.8 lagging, 0.9 lagging. Of course, when you are connecting a generator to the infinite bus, you want it to generate some reactive power and supply to the bus. And that will happen only when the power factor is lagging, for which sufficient excitation has to be maintained. A sufficient excitation has to be maintained. If the excitation is not sufficient, the term EF cos delta will become less than V. And if this term EF cos delta becomes less than V, QOG becomes negative and generator starts absorbing the reactive power from the same infinite bus to which it is connected. ठीक है. अगर sufficient excitation नहीं होगा machine के अंदर, EF sufficient नहीं होगा, तो machine will absorb reactive power because in that case QOG will become negative. Alright. So this is what has happened. As you vary the excitation, not only the power factor, but the reactive power ka status also changes. Under overexcited condition, the generator supplies reactive power at lagging power factor. Under excited, it absorbs reactive power leading power factor. Normal excitation, unity power factor, neither absorb nor deliver. ठीक है. अब यही फटाफट से मोटर के लिए कर लेंगे. मोटर का एक्सप्रेशन अलग है क्यूएन का. मोटर का क्यूएन का एक्सप्रेशन अलग. सुभाष जी अभी मैं पूरा समराइज कर दूंगा. पूरा समराइज कर दूंगा. जो कुछ है आपके सामने इसको वर्ड्स में लिखना है. Overexcited synchronous generator operates at lagging power factor and supplies reactive power. Let me repeat again. Overexcited synchronous generator operates at lagging power factor and supplies reactive power. Diagram number 1. Diagram number 3. See the last one. Underexcited synchronous generator operates at leading power factor and it absorbs reactive power. The middle one. Normally excited synchronous generator operates at unity power factor. It neither supplies nor absorb any reactive power to or from the bus. Alright. I will conclude this along with the motor. Generator motor का एक साथ एक टेबुलर फॉर्म में हम लोग लगा देंगे. ठीक है बेटा. इसके ऊपर पहले क्लियर एंड नोटेड टाइप करो. मोटर वाली स्लाइड पे चलेंगे. इसी को मोटर के लिए कर. वही मोटर के डायग्राम बनाएंगे फटाफट से. हम लोग आगे बढ़ाएंगे. क्लियर एंड नोटेड कर दो. अंगूठा उजा कर दो. ठीक है. लेट्स डू इट फॉर अ मोटर. अब मोटर का क्यूएन का एक्सप्रेशन आप देख लेना फटाफट से. ठीक है. व्हाट हैपेंस टू अ मोटर? फर्स्ट लैगिंग पावर. What happens at lagging power factor? Something like this. ये सारे फेजर हमने बनाए थे. आप लोगों को अगर सिंक्रोनस मशीन का एनालिसिस करना है तो एक बार फेजर के ऊपर आप अच्छा हाथ जमाइए. ठीक है. यू माइट टेल मी सर गेट की एग्जाम में फेजर थोड़ी बनाना है. वो बराबर बात है. बट स्टिल व्हेन यू मेक द फेजर डायग्राम, and do the analysis based on it. You actually develop an understanding in depth. ठीक है, तो भले ही आपको एग्जाम में बनाना नहीं है, अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज की एग्जाम दे रहे हो तो वहां तो बनाने भी होंगे आप सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस के अंदर, बट स्टिल always have a practice of drawing the phasor diagram of cylindrical pole synchronous machines, because entire analysis is revolving around the phasors only. हम भी फेजर को ही सेंटर में रख के सारी बात कर, ठीक है। यूपीएफ जनरेटर वाला फ्लिप, ईएफ, आई एक्सिस, बी, 8, थर्ड लीडिंग पावर फैक्टर, लीडिंग पावर फैक्टर like this, आई एक्सिस, ईएफ, बी, और इसको पीछे खींचोगे तो ये इस पे परपेंडिकुलर जाएगा, बराबर। IA is leading, power factor angle is leading, load angle is this one. Alright, now I'll directly write it here because you know it for the generator, बिल्कुल उसी का केस है। लैगिंग लीडिंग इंटरचेंज हो जाएगा, देखो यहाँ EF cos डेल्टा ग्रेटर देन V बनेगा, वहां जो लैगिंग में होता था वो यहाँ लीडिंग में हो। What used to happen for lagging power factor in a generator will be happening for a leading power factor in a motor, and there is no doubt in it. There is no doubt in it. Alright, now I have to look at the expression of Q which we wrote for the synchronous motor, है ना। तो सिंक्रोनस मोटर, कल आप लोगों ने ये एक्सप्रेशन देखा है, इसको आगे यूज भी करेंगे। EF cos delta minus, now what will happen, see one minus sign is already there, EF cos delta is greater than V will give you Qn to be negative. EF cos delta equal to V will give you Qn equal to 0. EF cos delta less than V will give you Qn to be positive. Now please understand, this is the reactive power input to the motor. ये क्या है, reactive power input to the motor है। Now one thing we must understand, first of all, a generator has a tendency to supply power, active or reactive, after all it has a tendency to supply power, और मोटर की टेंडेंसी क्या होती है, पावर एब्जॉर्ब करने की। The tendency, भाई, a motor is what? A motor is after all electrical load. So that electrical load has a tendency of absorbing the power. When something is happening as per the tendency, it is taken as positive. When something is happening against that tendency, it is taken as negative. What does it mean? When Qn is positive, it means what? It simply means that reactive power is absorbed. Q is absorbed by motor. Getting the point? Q is absorbed by the motor. क्योंकि मोटर एक लोड है, लोड की टेंडेंसी एब्जॉर्ब करने की, तो पॉजिटिव है तो एब्जॉर्ब, और यहाँ पे Q is supplied by the motor. Q is supplied by the motor. Here it is neither absorbed nor supplied. See, for generator what we did? For generator, when QOG was positive, it means it was giving, because the tendency of the generator is to give. And when QOG came out to be negative in generator, we mentioned there that the reactive power is being absorbed. But the tendency of motor is to absorb power. So here absorption is taken as positive, supplying will be taken as negative. Right? बराबर है। अब इन पॉइंट्स को आप वहां पे डाल दो, यहाँ पे आप डाल दो, तो फटाक से आप देखो QOG is what? Positive. QOG is positive. It means Q is absorbed. QOG नहीं, QN, सॉरी, मोटर है ना, QN। यहाँ पे QN, यहाँ पे QN is negative. That precisely means Q is delivered. Q is delivered. Here the machine is under excited because EF cos delta is less than. Here it is normally excited. Neither absorbed nor delivered. Neither absorbed nor delivered. And here it is over excited. Here it is, overexcited. Now what is the good news? The motor, when it is overexcited, is also a source of reactive power. When the motor is overexcited, it is a source of reactive power. When the generator is overexcited, it is also a source of reactive power. See the extreme left here, the extreme left here in case of generator, and the extreme right there in case of a motor. Overexcited synchronous generator is also supplying reactive power. Overexcited synchronous motor is also supplying reactive power. That means what? Any overexcited synchronous machine, motor, generator, both, every overexcited synchronous machine is a source of reactive power. Hello? Every overexcited synchronous machine is a source of reactive power. The only difference is overexcited motor will operate at leading power factor and overexcited synchronous generator will operate at lagging power factor. The difference lies in the power factor. जनरेटर जब ओवर एक्साइटेड होगा तो लैगिंग पावर फैक्टर पे रिएक्टिव पावर देगा, और एक मोटर जब ओवर एक्साइटेड होगी तो लीडिंग पावर फैक्टर पे रिएक्टिव पावर देगी, दोनों देंगे. Similarly, every under excited synchronous machine will absorb reactive power. See the extreme left one. Every under excited synchronous machine will absorb reactive power, motor at lagging power factor and generator at leading power factor. Here leading power factor means under excited, reactive power absorbed. Here lagging power factor means under excited, reactive power absorbed. Getting the point or not? So this is in sync with, see, everything, the diagram and the equations and the numericals and the per unit and everything is in sync. धीरे धीरे अब आप बिल्डअप कर पा रहे होंगे, धीरे धीरे अब आप दिमाग की बत्ती जल रही होगी, धीरे धीरे. क्यों भाई? धीरे धीरे दिमाग की बत्ती जल रही है कि नहीं सिंक्रोनस मशीन के अंदर? इसके ऊपर क्लियर एंड नोटेड टाइप करो जल्दी. You can take the screenshot. Noting down will take a lot of time, consume a lot of time, because it's only a 1 hour lecture and we have to cover so many things. स्क्रीनशॉट लेके क्लियर एंड नोटेड टाइप कीजिए, अंगूठा ऊंचा कीजिए जल्दी से, फिर चलते हैं आगे. हेलो रुद्र, क्लियर एंड नोटेड बेटा? सुभाशीष एंड अदर्स हु आर देयर, क्लियर एंड नोटेड? ऑलराइट. नाउ एज आई सेड कि वो मोटर वाले के अंदर में एक पॉइंट और ऐड करूंगा. ये हमारा कल वाला टॉपिक है, हमने सारी चीजें लिखी. अब आप देखिए, आपको नहीं लगता कि दिस लैगिंग corresponds to OE. OE is over excited. UPF NE normally excited. Lagging UE under excited. ठीक है? This is yesterday's discussion and I told you that I will add one more point and now I'm adding that point here. Machine, or should I say motor changes its state. इसको काटो, ये इसका कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं. I cannot rub it because it's fixed. Motor changes its state from OE overexcited to NE normally excited to UE underexcited. When the excitation is kept constant and the load is increased, the motor will change its state from being overexcited to normally excited to underexcited. That is from the yellow region, yellow part of the diagram, to the blue part of the diagram, to the green part of the diagram. The yellow part is an overexcited state, blue part is a normally excited state, and the green part is the underexcited state. So the machine is changing its state from overexcited to normally excited to underexcited. अब जाके हुआ हमारा ये टॉपिक कंप्लीट, and it was constant excitation, variable load. Now I will keep the load constant and vary the excitation and let's see what happens. We have to do it in the next 15 minutes. Alright? इसके ऊपर clear and noted टाइप कर दो जल्दी से, clear and noted बड़ा. Should I move on to the next heading, constant load variable excitation? And from there we will seep into the V and inverted V curves. V inverted V curves में जाने का रास्ता खुलेगा उधर से. Constant load variable excitation. Hello, clear and noted? Let's move ahead. Constant load variable excitation. Constant load variable excitation motor, because we have to do this exercise for generator also. तो आप मेंशन जरूर कीजिए कि मोटर के लिए कि जनरेटर, बराबर है? अब जल्दी से देखिएगा. Load constant means what? First of all, fundamentally we must understand When I talk about an AC load, constant load means what? ये हमें समझना चाहिए, ठीक है। मोटर की बात कर रहे हो, पी एन होता है ई एफ इंटू वी बाय एक्स इंटू साइन डेल्टा इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेल्टा, एंड दिस इज एनी वे वी आई ए कॉस फाई, देयर इज नो डाउट इन इट, देयर इज नो डाउट इन इट। एक्टिव पावर इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेल्टा इज दिस, एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ पावर फैक्टर इज दिस, ठीक है। कांस्टेंट लोड मींस दिस कांस्टेंट, कांस्टेंट लोड मींस दिस कांस्टेंट, उसमें से भी once the machine is designed, this is anyway constant, this is anyway a constant, yes or no? Subhashish, load constant means IA constant? No, load constant means IA into cos phi ka product is constant. IA1 cos phi 1 is equal to IA2 cos phi 2. Hello Subhashish, load constant means IA constant? No, 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 wrong. Load constant means the product of the current and the power factor is constant. All right, that's what the meaning of load constant is. These 99% cases I've seen students would make this mistake. Yeah, once the power factor is fixed, if you fix the power factor, then your statement is correct. If you fix the power factor, more load means more current, less load means less current. If you fix the power, if the power factor is not fixed, we need to take it into account. So constant term will just go into the proportionality, and anyway, what will happen is constant load means yeah, IA cos phi, which is true for any electrical load, product of current and power factor becoming constant, and especially for synchronous motor and generator both, EF sin delta is a constant. EF sin delta is a constant. So I can just put them into a category that this is valid for any electrical load, and this is valid for synchronous machine. तो देखिए हमें करना क्या है, कल जो हमने किया था ना EF के लोकस को फिक्स किया था, here we have to fix these two loci. We will fix these two loci, IA cos phi being a constant, EF sin delta being a constant, and then we will do the same exercise that we did yesterday. All right. So please type clear on this. Is this clear to you? Should I move on to the phasor diagram and further results on this? क्लियर कर दीजिए बेटा, इस पे क्लियर, जल्दी से क्लियर टाइप कीजिए, चलते हैं फिर फेजर। जी बेटा क्लियर, चलिए। So what happens when the load is kept constant and excitation is made variable? Let us start from the same diagram that we started yesterday from. एक किसी भाई कहीं से हमें शुरू करना होता है, तो आप लैगिंग से शुरू कर लो, लीडिंग से कर लो, यूनिटी से कर लो। Let us start from a higher value of EF and we shall gradually reduce it. You can also start from lower value of EF and gradually increase it. It's completely up to you. तो EF की एक वैल्यू ले ली जो कि ओवर एक्साइटेड को कॉरस्पॉन्ड करती है, और यहां से मैं शुरू करूंगा येलो पार्ट ऑफ द डायग्राम। I'll keep the color same जो कि कल मैंने यूज किए थे। Let me call it delta 1 first condition, phi 1 first condition, IA1 V will remain V always, IA1 excess. This is under first condition. All right, EF1. Now if I ask you where is EF cos delta, we have already seen the horizontal projection. If I ask you where is EF cos delta, you will say, sir, from A to B is EF cos delta. From A to B is EF cos delta. But here I am not looking for cos delta. Here I am looking for sin delta. So the perpendicular stuff will be EF sin delta. The perpendicular stuff will be EF sin delta. Means this horizontal distance, if I can draw a locus like this, ऐसा, तो ये EF sin delta is equal to constant का locus मैंने बनाया, ठीक है। ये EF sin delta It means wherever I take the phasor to, whether at this point or this point or this point, this vertical projection won't change. Alright, this vertical projection won't change. So EF sin delta कांस्टेंट का लोकस क्या है, ये बन गया आपके सामने. EF sin delta is equal to constant. Now IA cos phi. IA cos phi means the horizontal projection. Say this is your reference. This is V. This is IA. This is phi. And if I ask you where is IA cos phi, you will simply say, sir, from here to here is IA cos phi, isn't it? IA cos phi. तो यहाँ पर प्रोजेक्शन कहाँ मिलेगा मुझे? और horizontal projection of IA. I can just fix it. You can just fix it. ये IA cos phi. Alright. So this is the locus of IA cos phi is equal to constant. Okay. You can see I can bring this tip here. IA1, IA2. You can see magnitude is decreasing. IA2 is less than IA1. IA3 is less than IA2. But as the magnitude is decreasing, angle is increasing. Now cos 0 is 1. When phi reduces, cos phi increases. So you can see when IA is reducing, cos phi is increasing, but the product remaining constant. Yes or no? IA3 is less than IA2. IA2 is less than IA1. But angle of IA3 is least. So less magnitude, more value of cos phi. More magnitude, less value of cos phi. Anyway, the product remaining constant. Product constant रहता है. ठीक है, तो ये दो लोकाई हमने फिक्स कर दिए. EF cos delta, EF sin delta इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट, IA cos phi इज इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट. बराबर. अब वही एक्सरसाइज जो कल हमने की थी. लेट मी टेक अ पॉइंट कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग टू यूनिटी पावर फैक्टर लाइक दिस. Let me call it EF2. Let me call it IA2 axis. You can clearly see from the diagram EF2 is less than EF1. Excitation variable, that's what is the meaning. This is your delta 2. IA2 must be perpendicular to IA axis, but within this limit, I cannot cross this limit because I have to keep that IA cos phi ka product constant. So I have to within that range only. I have to be within that range only. IA cos phi को constant रखना है. ठीक है. Take another point. Greener one. Let me call it EF3. You can see EF3 is less than EF2. And join this point with this point. And call it as what? IA3 axis. IA3 axis. Now IA3 must be perpendicular to IA3 axis. So let me just call it as IA3. मैं फ्री हैंड से बना रहा हूँ, थोड़ा 19-20 हो जाए तो चला लेना. ये IA3 एक्सिस IA3 के परपेंडिकुलर रहेगा. ठीक है, ठीक बराबर. So I have done nothing. I have only drawn the three phasor diagrams, lagging, leading, and unity on a single diagram under the two constraints. IA cos phi is equal to constant, EF sin delta is equal to constant. ठीक है, EF sin delta को कांस्टेंट रखते हुए और IA cos phi को कांस्टेंट रखते हुए इन दो कंस्ट्रेंट्स को रख के तीनों फेजर डायग्राम एक डायग्राम पे बना दी. That's what has been done here. Alright. Now you can see the excitation is a variable. Very quickly, let me write the results and then we conclude it for today. EF3 is less than EF2 is less than EF1. Isn't that so? So it is increasing excitation. ये क्या है? Increasing excitation है as you move from left to right. ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी आप देख पा रहे हो कल वाले कलर कोडिंग मैंने रखी है. This is for leading power factor, over excited. This is for unity power factor, normally excited. Subhashish, EF sin delta is a constant because it is the condition of constant load, and I want to keep the load constant. Subhashish, I have to fix these two conditions. Not only IA cos phi, but EF sin delta also has to be constant to ensure that the load is constant. That's why EF sin delta को constant रखा है. ठीक है, और greener one is corresponding to lagging power factor, under excited. तो क्या बोलते हो? EF3 lagging, unity leading. ठीक है कि नहीं? QN पॉजिटिव मींस एब्सॉर्ब्ड. ठीक है, समझ में आया सुभाषिश क्यों लिया EF sin डेल्टा कांस्टेंट? EF sin डेल्टा कांस्टेंट प्लस IA cos phi is equal to constant. Both conditions must satisfy. Both conditions must satisfy. All right. Under excited, normally excited, over excited. All right. So when the machine का load is kept constant and excitation is increased, you move from left to right. When the load is kept constant and excitation is increased, your machine changes its power factor from lagging to unity to leading. All right. As the excitation is increased, earlier it was absorbing reactive power. भाई कोई एक सिंक्रोनस मोटर है, वो रिएक्टिव पावर एब्जॉर्ब कर रही है. अब आप उसका एक्साइटेशन बढ़ाइए तो पहले तो वो एब्जॉर्ब करना बंद करेगी, Q इक्वल टू 0. एब्जॉर्ब करना बंद कर दी, अभी आपने और बढ़ा दिया एक्साइटेशन, तो अब वो देना चालू कर देगी, डिलीवरी चालू कर देगी. समझे क्या? लोड कांस्टेंट है, आप एक्साइटेशन बढ़ा रहे, मोटर रिएक्टिव पावर एब्जॉर्ब कर रही है. पहली कंडीशन, आपने एक्साइटेशन को बढ़ाया, वो जो रिएक्टिव पावर एब्जॉर्ब करती थी पहले उसने एब्जॉर्ब करना बंद किया. यू फर्दर इंक्रीज द एक्साइटेशन, अब देना चालू कर देगी. सो फर्स्ट द मोटर स्टॉप्स टेकिंग रिएक्टिव पावर and on further increase in excitation it starts giving you the reactive power. This happens when the load is kept constant and the excitation is increased. Okay, when the load is kept constant and excitation is increased. Now I want to write all these points in words. I'll write it in words and we shall conclude it for today. बराबर, इसको वर्ड्स में लिखना है. इस पे क्लियर एंड नोटेड टाइप कर दो जल्दी से सुभाषिश, रुद्र, and let's conclude. It's 9 o'clock. Clear? ठीक है. So now again it's an assignment for you. You complete it. असाइनमेंट क्या है? ये पॉइंट्स आपको लिख रहे हैं. When load on a synchronous motor is kept constant and excitation is increased then now you will write your observations here. Number 1, number 2, number 3. ठीक है, नंबर 1 पे क्या होता है, नंबर 2 पे क्या होता है, नंबर 3 पे क्या होता है, 4 पे क्या होता है. ऑलराइट, टेक इट एज एन असाइनमेंट. विल यू डू इट? इसको कर लोगे? दिस प्लस दैट डेरिवेशन जो सुभाषिश ने पूछा था, this one plus the derivation, you will actually be able to derive it for the generator and for the motor also. Then you can derive IA का expression, you know, for a motor also. V angle 0 minus EF angle minus delta upon J axis. Again you can do it. ठीक है सुभाषिश, रुद्र, आप इसको कीजिएगा डेरिवेशन को. तो आज के लिए हम समाप्त करते हैं यहीं पे अपना डिस्कशन. लेट अस सम अप आवर डिस्कशन हियर ओनली. दिस हैज नॉट येट फिनिश्ड. कल हम इस लिस्ट को कंप्लीट करेंगे और फिर इसके आगे वी कर्व, इन्वर्टेड वी कर्व, सब कुछ इसी पे जाएगा. And more importantly, numericals will be taken and both these exercise will be done for now generator also. ठीक है, हम इसको जनरेटर के लिए भी करेंगे. ये जो हमने किया ना, कांस्टेंट एक्साइटेशन, वेरिएबल लोड, कांस्टेंट लोड, वेरिएबल एक्साइटेशन, दिस हैज बीन डन फॉर अ मोटर, द सेम विल बी डन फॉर द जनरेटर एंड वी शैल देन सॉल्व अ लॉट ऑफ न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स. इसके ऊपर हम कई सारे न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे. ऑलराइट, सो लेट अस कंक्लूड इट हियर ओनली. क्लोजिंग कमेंट्स दे दीजिए आपके सभी. गिव मी द क्लोजिंग कमेंट्स. हाउ वाज द सेशन? हेलो सुभाषिश, रुद्र, कैसा था भाई सेशन आज का? अच्छा था, सीखने को मिला कुछ? कैसा था? अच्छा था. चलिए, so for me also it was an excellent session. We'll meet tomorrow to स्टडी इट फर्दर, न्यूमेरिकल्स भी आएंगी, काफी सारी चीजें आएंगी। सो गुड नाइट फॉर नाउ, प्रणाम सभी को।